Good morning. This is Jan with J. Oliver Maxwell, and we are here together. Um, what a what a big gratitude for me. I am so proud to be having this channel, and for so many of you to already have listened and joined. So I promise I'm going to keep it fresh and alive and empowered with different kinds of information. When I say empower your money, what I really mean is manifest your best life. What it takes is to be happy, safe, secure in this beautiful opportunity we call life, this very short opportunity. But to grab every single bit of it, to enjoy it, means a little bit of planning. And I'm here to empower, to motivate, to collaborate with you to make that a reality. So here we go. And I'm, like I said, very, very excited. So 10 steps to successful investing. Well, first of all, I'm going to ask you, what is investing to you? To me, it's going up to my farm and planting some seeds or some small plants. Um, the willow takes off whether I nurture it or not. Other plants are a lot more finicky and they take time and attention. And so even in this sustainable environment, I try to talk to and nourish my plants. The same thing with your life. You get up, what is the first thing that you immediately do? Um, Hopefully you take a little moment of reflection. That's certainly what I do. I'm so happy to have you here this morning. Um, and see what the day will bring, and tell yourself how wonderful you are and your family, and hopefully hug someone in your path, make them smile a little bit. Um, Investing is also possibly reading something positive and sharing something positive with the world each day. But then in that whole scenario is the importance of financial empowerment and manifestation. So the question is, in your earnings, in your passionate job, how much of it do you dedicate to you? And what I mean is, how much do you set aside and say, this is a bill as well, because I must, from the start of time, pay myself first, whether it's in a 403b, whether it's in an IRA, whether it's going to your pension because you're working so hard, or whether it's just a separate account that you put aside for yourself to plan for emergencies, to plan for a rainy day, to plan for you having a free life in the future. So each day you're given so many hours, and you must love yourself first, and we will create a plan. So the gorgeous thing is, it is a beautiful life, and I'm blessed to be here with you. So let me see if I can move this down. Yes. So what are your beliefs and your values and your self-talk and your goals? The self-talk that goes on can hamper our ability to get focused and clear and dedicated to a future. I say set aside all that negativity that I can't get there, I can't get the job I want, but instead create a joyous spirit. Being emotionally and physically fit means ready to deal with hard times, good times, and believe me, they happen. Don't judge. You're going to find the good in yourself, that you will survive, you will thrive, you will achieve greatness. And if you just dedicate yourself to a path, that will happen. But along the way, I'm going to be here available to give you these little perks of information, these little perks of glory that I bring to you from my computer screen and share with you. Today I'm in California and it is cooler than it's been in a number of days. And so for that, we're grateful. And let's keep going. Where are you in your story? This amazing couple came to me. They knocked at my door and they had a plan. They had fallen in love and they wanted to get married. They wanted to keep it simple and they had a budget. And I was impressed by this budget. Not only were they very clear on how much money they had to devote to a wedding, but they were clear on their pathway. They loved my farm. They loved the area in which I had my farm. And they were dedicated and said that one day they wanted a farm like mine, close to mine. So their plan was secure and they're very, very young. They came back because I told them I needed them to write up exactly what they planned to do for this little wedding of theirs. And they came back always together, always collective, always down to the penny what they were going to spend. And they put on the most gorgeous little wedding. They came back just this past month, 5 years later, with two babies and a plan to move. Both of them, actually, he has gotten an extremely good job. And because of the two babies, she's at home a lot more. But the beauty is, look where you are today in your story. Make sure that it's clear. Either write it down or draw a picture of it for you so that you know exactly what you need to do each day to stay healthy, to stay connected, to hold hands, to make a plan that works. And joy can come in not spending as well as spending. A slight edge. Well, what is that? I dedicate that everyone who watches this podcast is going to, by infusion, by even sitting here watching this, get that little slight edge that this is all about. Meaning there is no such thing as failure. Okay, your habits are powerful. So take it that today is going to be a day spent in beauty, joy, and peace. And share this with others and learn something great and read a good message and look at a beautiful picture and put really good things in your mouth. Um, Nutrition is everything, everything. And I say that with a smile on my face because I think I understand nutrition, which I really didn't at all. And the power of adding all different kinds of food groups and the power of protein and the power of fruits and vegetables to give years to your life cannot be underrated by what I thought the power of a couple lattes to get me through the day. So you're always learning. Attitude is everything. Please, please, please hold hands, share, love yourself. I certainly love you. Baby steps. Here we go. So we're going to define goals. And you can come to me, you can write me a message, you can send me a plan, a makeshift plan, and we will do short term versus long term. Within a year, I would love for you to come back to me and say, where have you gotten after watching this communication with me today? They have to be, your goals have to be specific and measurable and achievable and relevant to everything that's going on in your life. Okay. They have to be clear and objective. If you want to draw a picture, you do that. I drew a picture in my mind when I wanted a farm, and I really didn't know what I was going to get, but I certainly got what I wanted. So automate your savings. So you say to me, Jan, I have no extra money to do this month, this year. I'm not even in the job I want. Well, I'm going to say, yes, you can. So what is your passion? And are you living that? And if not, perhaps there's a little side hustle like, writing poetry or walking dogs or caring for someone or tending to flowers. And take stock in who you are, where you can earn either a little money on the side, or you can dedicate 10% or more to putting it into a special account. Because of this planning mentality, you will be able to prepare for your life's changes and challenges. You will teach children the value of saving and investing. If you have a little one, show them coins, put them together in a piggy bank. Make sure that they're clear on the objective for their future, okay? Figure a strategy, do your spring cleaning, and let's come together and celebrate life. So interestingly enough, when I was younger, I used to think that rich people dressed up, wore everything perfect, and had $1 million homes or greater. And I find that rich people like to live down dirt roads. They love to be private. They don't so much need to dress up, but they do love life, and they do read a lot, and they are introspective on that beautiful path they took. And it could be that one of these people came here from Germany or came here from Scotland, like my grandparents did, and just had a plan for them and their families and started small businesses, and day by day got to know the community, and the community loved them and gave them business in return. And for that, they were graced with properties in Maine, properties in New Jersey, and strength, inner strength, not just for them, but for their children. And my mother was one of them who became so strong that everyone said, "Are you going to be as good as your mom someday?" Um, but they were privately rich. They did not spend, they did not overly boast about what they had. So to automate their savings, um, my parents and my grandparents before built a strategy based upon purchasing real estate, um, and improving the house that they lived in. My mom really loved to do that. She loved to build houses in Maine, and with that, gardens in Maine. And surrounding her were all these people that believed that she was just everything, which she was. She was a designer, extraordinary. But for you, we're going to start. The word start is all about, finding that little extra money that you can put away, dedicating yourself to watching it grow year by year. We don't so much have to trade in and out of it. Trading is not what this is all about. And trading actually becomes so emotional that it can be destructive. The better thing is finding a good money manager and allowing your money to grow that way. And I can share with you just how that's done in another time. So we're going to be very deliberate. We're going to identify all your goals and put them in priorities. And if we have debt, we're going to work systematically to pay off that debt, okay? Because we certainly don't need that hanging over our head in order to start on this path to success. So I want you to commit today to looking at all those credit cards, to looking at where they are and seeing just how quickly and efficiently we can pay down those credit cards. And to do that, you have to show up. You have to do the right thing again and again. Be purposeful and deliberate to improve your mindset. And don't forget to breathe, okay? As a good friend of mine always says, Jan, put on your oxygen mask first and dedicate yourself to feeling better, being better, sleeping more, and then we can put the oxygen mask on for everyone else. So I definitely did that this morning, and I hug all of you and hold all of you up and go for a long, amazing walk with you and share dreams and goals and aspirations for the day ahead. And really important in this path of ours is to understand that there are life challenges and there are risks. There's a risk each and every day we get up. There's a risk getting in the car. So make sure you wear your seatbelt. Make sure you go around a bend and you're pulled way over to your side of the road. Make sure you're not distracted by anyone in the car. Make sure you eat right, slow, and you savor what it is you're eating. Make sure you share a good word with someone. And for this, we decrease risk in our own lives. Risk in the market is all about the kinds of investments. So if we buy real estate, we want to buy in a good location with good schools, with good people around us. So they not only influence us, but they influence our children in a positive light and in a positive way. We want to invest in good stocks and good bonds, okay, that will cherish our account and watch it grow. There was a statement from AssetMark last week in their July financial review, which is actually a phenomenal video that I can share with you, that mentioned, had we all invested, had we been alive in 1933 and invested $1,000 and kept it in the S&P 500, today it would be worth far more. And I don't want to state a figure, but the figure was mind-blowing. So find that extra $1,000, put it away, and hold on to that. If your job allows for matching, match. If your job allows for a 403b, find it. If your job allows for a pension, whether a cash out or a monthly distribution, understand every little gift that is coming from your job and bolster your ability to understand the benefits of your job by understanding that. So persevere. I don't care how old you are or where you are in your life path. I believe in you and I reach out and love you. And I know that wherever you are, okay, if you just look up right now and hold your hands out and say, I believe, okay, and dedicate yourself to loving on you, trying to have that one less latte or that one less expense, and cherish the fact that you were able to do it. Have passion about what you do in this life. As Steve Jobs always said, if you don't have it, keep looking, because it won't be right until you find it. Look for the silver linings. When somebody says to me, why me, why now, why today? It's because God knows you can handle it. It's because you will be able to share with someone else and pass along the success that you've had to someone else along your path, to make the world a greater place. I have loved being a professor, a mentor, and a teacher just for that reason. So to give back is everything, and attitude is vital. So have a clear vision and let's keep going. So what is dollar cost averaging, and how many of you have heard of dollar cost averaging? The power of seven. They all sort of mean similar things. And what it means is, way back, and here this timeline only goes back to 1977. I certainly could have started investing that. I was graduating college right about that time. And had I just put that 1,000 or 5,000 in the account then and ridden it up, oh, what a beautiful life. But that could have, would have, should have can't haunt you. So I hope some of you watching this are of an age that it will really, really make a difference. And I hope you wake up one day and say to yourself, Jan helped me on my path to success, even in just a little way. Understand that there are bumps in the road. And what I mean by that is, when I became a broker in the late 90s, the market was on a trajectory straight up. And I thought we were all incredible and incredulous. And I thought that nobody could fail. And every stock we got into, in the tech sector, the internet sector, even biotechnology, they were all going straight up. And you kept saying, just add, just add. But it's also important to be secure and to have management of your risks. And I understand now where all the tried and true brokers at UBS were in large cap, Warren Buffett-like long-term stocks like Pepsi-Cola and Coke, and many, many different age-old names that have been here, Nabisco, that have been here forever and ever and ever. and people will drink them forever and ever and ever. But we learn as we go, and we get humbled as we go. But we know that the market keeps marching up. Look at websites, okay? These are just a couple of them. Mint, Personal Capital, Wealthfront. They all get better all the time, and I'm sure you can share some with me. Educate yourself. And that means reading biographies. How did this person come to this country and get from here to there? And that the next person keeps saying, I can't do this. I can't get there. I don't have the right job. I don't have the right education. It's all a mindset, my friends. It's all a mindset. Who is your money mentor? Will it become me? Steve Jobs, uh, Warren Buffett, or Oprah? Take Oprah. She is an icon if ever there was one. She took adversity and turned it around and made the decision to help everyone. And through that, she became, and it still empowers her and becomes her, not only in how she speaks, but how she looks and how she connects in her life. And I just think we all need to look for people like that. Gary Friedman with RH, having been a stock boy and just having a dream. And I know a lot of people in this community came from a different country and started small businesses. And when they share that with me and how happy and successful they are, not just for themselves, but their entire family, it's life-changing. So be solution-oriented. Whatever you have a roadblock, sit down, take a deep breath, perhaps take a couple hours to exercise. Eat something really good for you, maybe a cup of tea and some lovely, lovely fresh homemade bread, and a tomato on it, and maybe some avocado. Um, you know, reward your good behavior and hug yourself and read a passage in a book. And then dedicate yourself to coming on board with me and making a determination that you are the best. So we're going to gain from clarity. I'm not so much here to teach you about each individual stock, although I do that as an advisor in my practice. It is a complicated language. It's learning about individual companies and their profit statements and how they're doing, and their share value. Okay, that's really important because when you buy a stock, you're buying a piece of a company. But we're going to gain clarity from everything that we learn. And we know that we can buy baskets of stocks and we can get in at less money than it would cost us to buy 100 shares of one stock. But it's all possible. And we can't say we can't, we have to say we can. So start reading. For me, when I was at the very beginning of my challenging road in the early 70s, I read Think and Grow Rich, and it was advised to me by a boss, which was probably the best decision that he could have ever given us. I read Night by Elie Wiesel, and that also gave me the courage and the purpose to persevere adversity. I want you to find books and find mentors that speak to your heart. Set and achieve reasonable goals. Find silver linings and take baby steps, not by overshooting, but make your path deliberate, and free your mind of troubles and just allow this process to happen. When we create that diversified portfolio, and I share it with you, it's going to be looking, believe it or not, like a Christmas tree, a fabulous, beautiful Christmas tree filled with amazing companies that we pick individually based upon their strengths and their ability to persevere in an economy that is not always giving us straight answers every day, but that company continues to give us straight answers. NVIDIA, for one, involved in the AI sector. I just think learning about these stories and learning about the people running the stories and the strength of the management managing these companies is overwhelmingly amazing. So we're going to look at companies and the strength of them and gather some of them together. But the importance of diversification and asset allocation, balancing risk, cannot be estimated in your portfolio. So overall, I think that the largest objective is a happy life and a healthy life, preventing regret. So for me, going back to 1977 and saying, where was that extra $1,000 or $2,000 that I could have put into that portfolio, as my family did, and grow that money? Well, I have to look at the positive of finding my farm and believing in the miracle of creation. And everyone's saying, we're not really sure you should do this, and it's too far away, and it's too difficult. But I did. So become a work in progress. Laugh about your challenges. View yourself through your own lens. Please, health is everything. Health is your wealth. So exercise, eat well, sleep to replenish. This, in all the literature, this cannot be overestimated and overlooked at all. Be very specific about your aspirations, even if the job isn't perfect. Become specific yourself, and your health will benefit, and you will be joyful and happy. I believe that automating finances is everything. I'm going to be a grandma at the end of the month, and I have decided probably the best gift is a little piggy bank. And so all the coins that I have gathered together are going in this piggy bank, in addition to an insurance policy, in addition to a financial policy for this beautiful new baby that is coming into our lives. I want you to have a piggy bank and dedicate yourself to saving all those coins and all those dollars. And each week, we're going to look at just how much each one of us was able to save and to invest going in the future. Also, dedicate 10% of your income to this special little account. And as it grows, we will together decide, based upon your goals and objectives, just what you want to do and need to do with this money. Don't forget that a big component of that is actually given to you as a gift from your job, whether it's in a 403B, a 401k, if it's a government job, they have special incentives for you to work long term and to retire in that same job. There's so many different benefits in working that we are given that sometimes we don't even take a look at. Please be open to every opportunity given to you, because the universe is rich. We are going to look at the ebbs and flows of the marketplace and the anxiety and the fear that comes with trading the market in and out. Sometimes people can lose way more over time if they're dedicated to investing, but they get caught up in the day-to-day of trading. Sometimes that noise can haunt us and stop us in our tracks from investing. But with time and dedication, maybe some yoga, maybe some stretching, you can take poses in your life that clear yourself of all that negativity, and you stay on a path to success. The legacy of success will not only change you, it will change the little ones in your life. It will also change this family and generations of families to come. So give all to the game of your family. Take risks to gain, and please, please think positively of our day, the week, the month, and embrace your own inner power and potential. Be a person of honor. The biggest thing that I've learned out of living such a long and wonderful life, and I hope I have many, many more to share with you and work and share my gifts with others, is to always be respectful, whoever you meet. Be passionate. Take your time. You don't know where people come from. You don't know what their challenges have been. You don't know the impact of changes on other people's lives to affect them in traumatic ways and ways that may not make this path as easy. So be present for people, and just caring can be listening to someone else and what they're saying. So life is a process. And if we're dedicated and deliberate, we meet the right people, we connect and set boundaries and choose our own limitations in life that impact us so that we choose time to be in nature and time to be at our work. So who we are today will lead you to where you want to go. So it's so important to live every moment as if it was your last and to set goals. And again, back to this wonderful chart of knowing that if we start accumulating, believe me, money will appear. Not out of nowhere, but it's out of this deliberate plan to take action. The language of investing can be complicated, but it can be also made easy and simple and understandable by just opening yourself. Believe me, once we start saving, that language will come in front of you and you will hear other people, because you will surround yourself with people who are investing. So the time to start is immediately, today, this moment. The first thing to do is to love yourself. Get in front of that mirror and tell yourself that every day. The learning curve is straight up. Whether, we do the power of 7, we're never going to speculate. We're going to go long term. We're going to choose companies that have been here for a long term, or companies that are coming into existence. We're going to diversify to avoid overexposure in just one area. And we're going to know the tax consequences of all of our investment strategies. So dollar cost averaging is how we will create a portfolio that benefits you and your family. The bottom line is just to get a good return on all our investments, which means sleeping, eating, exercising, and taking that little bit of money and paying yourself first. What is my job at J. Oliver Maxwell? Well, it's to collaborate and create a team with you, and just for you to know that I'm here. And I know that by a lot of you joining my YouTube channel. Again, I say thank you and thank you and thank you. And so for those of you, and I hope at least some of you have gotten some benefit out of this today, and it will take you far, and you write back to me. And I'm here to help you with anything that you need in creating this plan. And I am open to being adaptable to whatever it is that your situation is. We grow, we start little businesses. We know we need to protect those businesses. So we seek out insurance or long-term care insurance. We invest in key businessman insurance to protect ourselves and our families from any adversity will come our way. We read good books and learn about the people that wrote and created these lives of amazing power. We meet and we're honored by amazing investors who started young and who are on a path to becoming financially independent. We understand Rich Dad, Poor Dad and his story, and his insight is priceless. We understand Warren Buffett and his time-tested strategy to save and invest. We personally choose to invest in ourselves, whether it's $1 today or 5 or 10 or 100 or 1,000. We're going to do it consistently. We're going to choose smart places to invest. And we're going to hold back from all that negativity that other people might tell us. No, you can't do that and you can't get there. Let's just go party. And partying, my dear friends, is fabulous, connecting with people. But the momentary gain for the long-term success means that along with that party means the planning that comes with saving a part from that so that you can look to tomorrow with success. The Intelligent Investor, I put it on when I get in the car as an audiobook. And the language is something to be repeated again and again and again. And perhaps today may be early to listen to his words. But I say along the way, we'll get there. The $1 Million Next Door is also about just the regular people in all of us that become millionaires. It's not that difficult. What does the story go? It's you save the first 100,000 and then the rest becomes just kind of, it's already put into motion. So there's so many people all around us that have stories like this, and somebody just hugged them one day and said, let's go, let's do this. And I'm going to be that person for you today. So understand that I'm here. I'm not gone. I'm here all the time caring, like I have been to the little babies in the world who get born into whether a C-section or a vaginal delivery. And I'm the first one that rubs them and makes them cry and looks at their tone and looks at their color and their heart rate and are they breathing, and shares with the daddy just what's going on and gets them attached to the mommy. The same thing here. I'm attaching myself to the ability to be your guidance and your mentor in this process. And so please, please, wherever you're standing, wherever you are, take a moment to just look at yourself and look at others in a different light and say, we can do this. So there are challenges, as we said, but we can be a beginner, because one day you will walk across the bridge and say, honey, we've made it. We're paying off our house. Today we are free. And we're going to go to Marin and we're going to sit by the waterfront and we're going to just cherish in the fact that one day when we got married, we made a decision to save, invest, and now because of that path, we are free. So what are your questions today? I'm sure there's many. Write them down and then keep writing them down. And then let's start a solution path. Whatever you did to deal with money in the past, we're going to change that. Whatever all your credit cards are, we're going to pay them down and we're going to start growing accounts. So the impact of the economy, the political election this year, everything that's happening with interest rates, wars, fires, famines, they're out there. But I want you to dedicate yourself to whatever you can with you and your children, you and your family, to stay informed, stay updated, but focus number one on yourself and how to invest. Is it going to be opening a small flower shop like my mom and dad and grandparents before them? Is it going to be opening a bicycle shop where the entire community with Ridgewood Cycle Shop knew my uncle and now my cousin, and pretty much the success that is it going to be that little restaurant in St. Helena called Charlie's, where from the first day it opened, it was a success? And are you going to manage your portfolio professionally or by yourself? And if you need a fiduciary, which is a trusted and confidential investor, call. Understand that we are here and we care and we're not judgmental. So what do we do at J. Oliver Maxwell? Our lingo is that we psych you to become rich. And rich is rich in the heart, rich in the mind, rich in the spirit, rich in your health, as well as rich in your purse, okay, or portfolio. So let's take an entrepreneurial approach. Let's think outside of the box and let's create an action plan. So because once you do this, you create a visual for success. And my visual was taking 10 acres of dirt and just starting. And whatever the plan was that I had to follow, whatever was on that land, which was a little house with a barn at the end of it, with the gentleman who was selling the land saying, I'm building this house on this land. I took it the way it was and I went with it. And pretty much my landscape was the trees and the grass, and then inviting people to come. So with focus and commitment, we change. One day I remember standing in the driveway and my son, he was all of 11, said he wanted to become a golf pro. And by golly, he is. And that took eating right, sleeping, and the commitment to become and to hang around the people that were like-minded and focused, like Tiger Woods. It takes creating wealth from nothing is a book that you and I are creating. So we will create wealth. We will be disciplined. We will take on daily habits to make success. And we will not have the discipline that comes from being focused is not boring at all. It makes for long-term security. So we're going to avoid conspicuous consumption, and we will learn to delay gratification. We're going to build a supportive environment so that you can be a steward of your wealth. We will treat this business growth cycle and your wealth like a business entity. So you become like one of my clients, Mr. Smith Incorporated, Mr. Smith Entrepreneur, Mr. Smith Investment Professional, because he's investing with his own money. And we will leverage by putting some money into real estate and some money into investments to divide up asset classes. Wealth is how your mind functions, it's how your body works, and how you seek freedom and to become captive of your own beautiful life. If you take a look at yourself, there's so many facets of you that are amazing. And each thing you say to other people is amazing. And what you can share and help people grow is amazing. There's a man in town who has a clock store and everyone flocks to him. A jewelry shop where the couple sits there and they're they're remarkable. And the gentleman who runs the jewelry store, he paints and does these incredible paintings that look like Van Gogh would have done them. So find these unique and beautiful people sitting in the corners of life. In a little town in Maine, near Spruce Head Island, is this bookstore, and you go into the crannies, the nooks and crannies. And boy, isn't it amazing what we can find if we just look for it. This was my upbringing. Of course, when we lived here as kids, it was one story. And my dad found this house, and my mom really wanted it. So we made it happen. And I knew nothing other. I just knew that this is what wealth looked like for us. And it was an expectation because we worked every single day for the shop. And our lives were the shop. And there was a little room to the left of the front door where my mother and dad would bring home all the makings of flower arrangements, silk and dried. So the shop became the home, became the shop, and life manifests itself. I was blessed. I still am blessed. And the story that I was born into continues. So find secret ways of growing your wealth And how is that happening? Make more than you spend. The truth is, it's very simple, okay? Just spend less and earn more. Um, my my husband taught me this. He never spent a penny. On the contrary, I have been used to spending. My children have taken on this mentality and this way of life, and so for that I am grateful. So the basics are there is volatility, okay? There is momentum, and then there are depressions and downturns in the market. And we will watch them and we will get used to them, but we will watch company prospectuses and how some companies prevail. NVIDIA, despite the fact that the whole economy is taking a breather. We're going to listen to some market news so we become aware. And then we're going to surround ourselves with people that keep us motivated to go in the right direction. The pitfalls are fear and greed. So that's not what this conversation is all about. It's about systematically trusting in you and saving that little bit that you're capable of saving each and every day. And that's either in, as my mom wanted to do, strictly bonds or cash accounts, whether it's stocks, whether it's owning a home, whether it's an annuity or some kind of other managed money account. They're all out there. At the end of the day, we will manage risk of your life, whether it's driving or how we eat or what we put in our body or how we take care of ourselves. We're going to manage risk with all that $1,000 that we put into that account and allow it to grow. So for this time that we have spent together today, which is an amazing experience, I'm just going to ask you to go for it, to never give up, to be powerful with your dreams. J. Oliver Maxwell, I'm honored. I named this company after my 3 sons. And my 3 sons have driven me to the success that I create with and for you. And so taxes are important, professional advice is important, but let's recap. Take one action step today. Join our investment blog, which is on jolivermaxwell.com. Stay focused and stay connected. I promise more sessions like this that I hope you watch. And together we will thrive. I have really enjoyed being with you today and participating in this time with you. And I hope you've benefited greatly. And I pray that you come back to me and say that your life has benefited as well. So have a lovely, lovely day. Take care.